Alright guys, welcome to a new video. Today I will introduce you guys to a plugin called Dehancer. It's a plugin that you can use for any kind of editing software. What I use is DaVinci Resolve, so I will show you how the plugin works there. It's a really great plugin that can really enhance your color grading workflow. They sent me a message to give an honest review on their product and to see what I can make of it. So today I will test it out in front of you. I will show you what it can do, what the features are that I use the most to have some really cool film looks. And yeah, I would say let's dive into it. Before we dive into the plugin, I'm first going to show a clip that I graded with it. First without it and then with the plugin, so you can see the difference. As you can see, very cool clips, but a lot less cinematic and filmic without the color grading that we used. So I will show you how to do this today, so you can have a similar look once you have the plugin Dehancer. Alright, we will focus on this one clip, the first one, with the eye opening. I think it's a really cool clip, a really cool close-up as well. So first in DaVinci Resolve, I will go to the color studio, and there you can see how I will color grade this shot. So I will go to the second clip here and I will just remove all of the nodes that I used. I'll also remove the plugin, and what I first will do is I will go to my effects here and I will go down, and here I will see Dehancer Pro Film Emulation. So I will drag this onto my node. You can see some changes. Why can you see some changes already? It's because when you put it on, they already selected some things for you, but I would suggest to put them off, and then when you want to use them, you can enable them again so that you can choose yourself what you want on it and what you don't want on it. So what I first will do is disable all the things so that we can then look together at which ones we want to use and how we want to put them. So I'm gonna put all of them just like this, so we have a nice overview of all the different options. There we go. And we'll start with the first one. It's input. It looks very similar to the color space transform node. Here you can choose what source that you have. What I always do is just go for choose camera, and my preference is the easiest way to do it. So first you will select your brand. For me it's the Sony, and then the camera, it's the Sony A7 III, Alpha 7 III, and then I use the S-Log3, S-Gamut3 Cine. Of course it depends what you use, you just choose it there. Once that is done, you can see some things. I'll play it once so you can see the before and then the after. And then the after. Alright, there we go. It's already a bit more contrast, it has a nice conversion, but here you can of course change everything as well. If you want some exposure compensation, some temperature, tint, whatever, you can just change it here. For example, make it a bit warmer, a bit less warm for this one, and I like it to put it a bit less warm. Could be nice, as it seems like it's a very cold environment. Then we can go on and we can choose film, and here you can choose the film profile you want. They have a bunch of choices that you can choose from. The one that I really like is the, let me search it. It is the Kodak Pro Image 100. This one I use for a lot of cases, but it doesn't work for every case. So it really depends on your filmic look that you want to create. And from there on, you just try like different ones. You can research on which cameras you want to use, and then go over the profiles and see which one you should select. Then of course you don't see any changes. That's because you always have to enable the things that you choose, otherwise you won't see it on your video. There you go, you see a big difference. It's from like a very clean slate to a way more filmic slate, which I already really love. All right, so that's the filmic look already, and it already makes your image so much better. Then we go on, I will close these so that we have done these. Next one is Film Developer. You can enable this, and there you can have some contrast boost, some gamma correction, color separation, and color boost. I personally don't really use them because for this shot, for example, it's already very good, I think, so it's not really necessary here. Next thing that we want to see, I don't really use film compression or expand. Maybe other people will use it, but I won't use it. Either print I also won't use. It gives you more like this printed version of a filmic look, but I don't personally really use it. Color head, you can change there as well. It's like the color wheels. You can change the colors here, for example, more yellow, more blue, whatever, if you want to make small changes. I would always prefer very small changes in this area because otherwise you're just gonna mess your whole image up. So keep this very small and just whenever it's necessary. So I will disable this one. Then some really nice ones. We have the film grain, which I really like. You really see the difference. If you do it off, it will be like this. And if you enable it, it will look like this. It instantly looks way more filmic with the grain. Now the good thing is you can choose different millimeters and different ISOs, which can be very useful. You can play with it. For example, if you go to the 8mm, you will instantly see the grain way harder than if you would, for example, take the 35mm. But adjust your preference, how thick the grain you want it to be. And that's something that you can totally choose for yourself. I personally prefer for this shot the 35mm. Then we go on to the halation. It's a really nice halation. For this shot, it doesn't have much difference, so I'm gonna put it off. I feel like it makes it a bit more playful than professional sometimes, so it depends where you want to use it. But for this shot, I'm gonna put it off. And for the bloom, kind of the same thing. Not really necessary in this shot, I think, but for some scenes it can be a really nice bloom. Because also bloom does not exist in the basic DaVinci Resolve, as far as I know. So it's really nice that they incorporated it into the Dehancer Pro as well. Then we have the film damage. I don't really use it. This is more for if you really want to go like the filmic look and more like old school film. Same with film breathe and then gate weave. So also this I don't recommend using when you really want to have some professional work. But if you go more for artistic looks, sure, you can try to use them. You will have more like an old school vibe for sure. Then the overscan, they are like some really cool options that you can use here. You have this different kinds. I will enable it first so that you can see it. Bam, you have this overlay. You have so many different choices here. You can go for the 8mm, you can go for the 6mm. You can go for a widescreen or a Panavision. It really doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. For example, I like this. What if we go for a more like sharp edge? Then you will see when you close in here, it will be right here. You can see the difference, you know, normal, rounded, more sharp. And then I'm gonna put this off for this shot because I don't think it's necessary for this one, but it can be very cool for other videos. And then the last thing that I want to go over is vignette. It's a very useful vignette, so I will enable it. A really cool technique to like put the focus on a specific object or a subject. And the good thing is here that you can put on mask mode, and then you will see exactly where the vignette will go. And then if you want, if you have done all these changes and you want to use them again and again, you can go over to the LED generator and it will generate a LED so that you can just keep on using it. There you go. Then what I would do is add a normal node where I will just do some more adjustments in DaVinci Resolve's color grading system itself to really make the image stand out. So I will pull up the gain a bit. I will pull down the lift a little bit and then put some saturation in it. And then what I can do, I can make another note with Option S on my MacBook, and I can go over to the keyframe option, and we can select this tool, and then you can just point it out like this and can make a really nice, whoa, a really nice mask. There we go. So that we then can highlight this section really hard or really well to make it stand out. And now you see we have some really beautiful image. You see? And then to really finish it off, you can also use a effect called radial blur that will give you some more focus on the subject as well. So I will go over to my effects, I will type in radial blur, I'll get it here and I'll put it on here. And then here on the screen you can just choose where the focus should be. So if I move it here, it will be here and everything else will be blurred with like a circular effect. If you go to the eye, for example, you have this cool effect, and then you can also smoothen the strength. So if you don't want it this much, you can just go up or down, whatever you like. There we go. Yeah, and that's the final image. We can watch it one more time. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was a honest and helpful review. And yeah, if you have some remarks on it, or if you had some other experiences with this plugin, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll try to reach out to you. All right? Ciao, kiss, bye, kiss.